cactus time. Come, let us study this cactus. Kvoth. Zerg. Me too. Cactus. Look. It's a cactus. Don't sit on it. Okay. ZvZ. What happens if you lose a natural? How do you create advantages and get back in the game? I go for hatch gas pool. That's 13 overlord, 17 hatch, 18 gas, 17 pool. The opponent goes, I think this is pool gas hatch, which means they will have less economy, fewer drones, less larva, kind of in the middle stage of the game, but they'll have a little burst of larva to take a lead with the first inject. That's kind of the strength and the point of this style, is to mass out a bunch of lings, kind of hidden in a corner, while the other player is droning. And then when ling speed is finishing, you just rush in and try and deal some damage. So this opponent pulled off of gas and is making another queen behind. It's not a fully committed all-in, but it does need to deal some damage. So what do I do here? I see a crap ton of lings coming across the map toward me, so I put both of my queens hold position on the ramp, and I make another queen. I also pull all of my drones from the natural to the main. If these drones were down here, and my queens are here, I can't both defend the ramp into my main, and also the drones at my natural. I kind of have to pick one to defend. And drones are the softer, more valuable aspect of what I have going on for me right now. I have 25 drones to 16, so even if I lose this base, I will be ahead in drone count. So I pull the workers away. I'm trying to fight these lings with my queens. I'm making lings as best I can, and my Bane Nest is finishing up. So I probably could have moved forward and attacked with these queens a little bit sooner than I did, but ultimately they're going to get the hatch. So what does this mean? This means in the 1 base stage, I'm ahead. In the 2 base stage, I'm behind. The opponent has a second base. They have the ability to make larva from 2 bases, so I'm not going to be able to catch up to them in larva until we get into the 3 base stage. So what I'm going to do here is represent my ling speed and my Bane Nest and bring some aggression to the opponent's side of things. And I will double expand now, because it's saying, alright, you successfully killed my natural, so you are ahead in the 2 base stage. That's fine. I'll try and get ahead in the 3 base stage by taking 2 bases. It also works out pretty nicely because I have lots and lots of drones here, so I'm making quite a bit of money. So I'm just putting on some pressure here. It's not super consequential, but it's good to keep the opponent honest. If they didn't invest in Banes and Spines and Queens, then I'd probably just kill them. But they're doing their diligence, defending that stuff. Sending in Banes, doing those fun things. Anytime you trade out all of your Banes offensively against the opponent and they have Ling Speed and Bane Nest, it's good to just make a Bane or 2 at home so you don't die. And now I'm taking a 3rd base.
Nous avons engagé le combat.
And double Evo. Why go double Evo? Well, I thought about going double Evo because the opponent's opening was very committed, and they invested in a bunch of defensive stuff after killing my hatch. So the queens and the spine. They could have made a Roach Warren instead of a Spine Crawler, which would have been potentially more dangerous for me to have to defend some stuff. I can defend masses of Ling Banes with Banes pretty efficiently, so I felt pretty safe to take double upgrades and go mass upgraded Lings with eventually 3 upgraded hatcheries. And I already have queens, like 3 queens from what I made earlier, so that'll allow me to assign 1 queen per hatchery. ZvZ, it's a mirror matchup, so it's important to figure out what is my edge right now. What are my advantages over the opponent? Because the opponent can always make the same units as you, so you have to distinguish yourself from the opponent to get some clearly defined edges. They can make Ling Bane, you could make Ling Bane, you can both make roaches, and so forth. So I have my Evos. Now I'm trying to prevent the opponent from taking their 3rd base, to kind of extend my advantage in the 3 base stage. Third base is really, really important in ZvZ because not only is it a place where you can make money and mine resource, it's also a place where you can produce more stuff. So just kind of posturing here. I'm fine with the opponent locking themselves in. I'm just putting on some pressure because I feel like I have a really nice income. I have, what, 41 drones now to the opponent's 31? It's okay to be a little bit messy with your, especially mineral units like Zerglings. It's a really nice mechanic to get in the habit of doing. If you're going around with your macro cycle and you see base, alright, injected. Base, alright, this is injected. Base, this is injected, but this queen still has energy, just lay a creep tumor and then go back to the hatch. It's a way of getting value from your queens as soon as it comes in. Extending your vision, extending your mobility on the map. So I'm taking a fourth base. There's no way for the opponent to stop me from doing this. And it's also going to give me more larvae, more income, and more production. And if I'm massing upgraded lings, then each base is really, really nice for me to increase the number of units I can make. So the opponent is going roaches. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Roaches in very large numbers can be difficult for lings to deal with, but if the lings are upgraded and you have some banes to soften the roaches, then you can still beat them. So I'm droning up quite a lot here. Droning third slightly. The main thing that I'm letting my opponent do is take the edge of gas. Let's look at income tab. I'm pretty sure they have a lot more gas than me now. Yeah, they have about double my gas income, but I have way more mineral income. And my units are upgraded a little bit better. So just trying to micro the best I can against the Roach Bane. The roaches, whenever they're spread out like this, are really easy for the lings to clean up. And then as the main is mining out, I'm transferring workers. I'll go ahead and make a queen at the fourth to inject it. If you're going mass ling, then injecting all your bases is really nice. So once that queen finishes, I'll have 2 hatches in my main injected, a 3rd hatch in my natural, a 4th hatch in my 3rd, and then a 5th hatch. 5 hatches of mass upgraded lings. Scarlet did something like this on Bonnie Research Station against Sort of last season, and it seemed really effective. If the mass upgraded ling player can get ahead in bases, they can just keep overwhelming the roach player whenever they leave their base. Massing Banes. Eventually I'll take 2-2. See upgrades. I have 1-1. The player who's ahead can afford to trade kind of poorly into the player who's behind. So I'm fine with just trading out Ling Bane for roaches. Because the opponent's bases are mining out as well. But I have a 4th that I can transfer workers to. So all my bases are mining efficiently. And I think at this point, the opponent's main is going to be pretty much empty. Yeah, they have 8 workers and it's mining out. And then 14 in the natural. So I'm just basically creating a bigger income for myself in the 3 to 4 base stage, and then chipping away at their army repeatedly. It's sort of a starvation strategy. Right-click a changeling to kill it. You don't need to attack-click it. More lings. And then if you look at the minimap here, I kind of divide my forces between the 2 main paths, and then you can crash into them like waves. Boom. Surrounded. So there you have it. ZvZ, when you fall behind in the 2 base stage and you get ahead in the 3 base stage, and then leverage that advantage all day long. My transition from here, if the game goes on, is Ultralisk and Hive Tech. Because 2-2 Ling Bane with Bane speed would mean that I could trade against Roach armies for a really long time. And then the ultimate counter to Mass, Ling, Bane with Bane speed would be Roach Infester, and Ultralisk counters that. So I can trade against 2-2 Ling Bane with Bane speed, and then the ultimate counter to Mass, Ling, Bane with Bane speed would be Roach Infester, and Ultralisk counters that. So I can trade against 2-2 Ling Bane with Bane speed, and Ultralisk counters that. by virtue of being immune to neural parasite and immune to fungal and, well, the rooting effect of fungal. And they just munch up infested terrans really easily. Sweet. Okay, so I think